My task today is I bought this 10-foot stinger assembly from a place called Welder. I usually don't advertise where stuff comes from, but the original stinger, it's an old guy, is only 6 foot. There it is right there. Cowboy covers had a problem. The stinger's good, still works fine, nothing wrong with it, but I'm trying to get across virtually a 5-foot trailer, and that's very difficult to do. So what I did do is from this company called Welder. Right there it is again. I'll give it to you again. Welder. I bought a 10-foot stinger assembly. Says it will go on one of these Harbor Freight Central Chicago Electric products. So that's what I'm doing. I'm putting it on, and you're going to see me do some of this. I have removed a lot of the screws out of the hood, taken the screws out of the handle, and right there is where we're going to pick up. And I'm going to open the hood. You don't need to see me take the screws out, so I'm going to open the hood, and you will see what's underneath. First thing you're going to see me take off is this little gas hose. This is what directs the shielding gas down through the cowboy carrier and out. It has a little blue collar. You push that in and it comes right out. Next thing to happen is to remove some of this stuff. Okay, we're going to remove that. We're going to wind up some of the hose and wire. Yep. It doesn't want to come out of there. Get it out of the old case. There is a spot here, and you probably can't see it from there. I'll move this ahead a little bit. It's right here, if you can see it. Right here, yep. Winding up the wire, and I should be able to see it when it gets out of the external stuff. Right there. It went away. Okay, we're done. Right now we're done with that. And we're removing screws. Here's my screwdriver. There's one left here on this for the cowboy cover. Okay, put them down there with the rest. Okay, there it is. Cowboy cover, the heavy wire which transmits the power. Right here we are. Okay, I'm going to pull this out. Okay, and let's see, that wire goes to the switch unit somewhere in here, and we got to find that. Right here it is. Right there. What they're telling me is the switch works with 1 and 2 wire units. I do have a 2-wire unit, so I'm going to have to stop and figure that out. We'll cut these cable ties off of there. So connectors on here, on this one, to get to this type connector. I don't think there's any plus minus on it, so we're good to go there. But I do have to put some spade terminals on there. Plenty of hose for that. Plenty of hard wire for this. Where's the hard wire? Where does the hard wire go? Hard wire, let's see, there's that. There's that. The hard wire goes down in here. Might be a little bit harder to find and replace from what I see. Well, I may have to take this whole unit out of here in order to do that. Alright, for right now, we're stopping. This wire, this heavy wire, has flummoxed me. Okay, I want to make sure I get this stuff put back in the right places, right? Right. Okay, well it goes back in behind here, but the thing that it does is it actually comes back out just lying in the bottom. So I push that one in, I pull it out, guess what? Comes right out of there. Okay, did you see that? I hope you saw that. Hope you saw all of that. I'm going to stop for a minute because I've got to put some ends on a wire, right? I've got to change that, right? Can you see that? I've got to change both of those. What came is bullet connectors. These are spade connectors. I'm just going to put a couple of spade connectors in here. Alright, that's all I need. So, I'm going to stop for a minute, put spade connectors in, and we'll pick up from there. Shrink tube, put the ends on. Okay, you don't need to see me put ends on. You have done that before. I'm going to shrink tube this just to make sure that where I cut that extra spade thing off, it don't make a mess. Okay, so I'm going to shrink tube, make sure it's protected. Yep, done. Okay, that one's done. This one, yep, and a little here, right, a little there, just to make sure it's protected. Okay, on to the next. The next is, we've got that hose. We had the hose. Where'd the hose go? The hose is back here again. Run her out through the bottom. I'm having trouble getting everything into that clamp. It looks like things. On one of the previous videos, I was trying to point out this gap. I didn't do it very well. When I was trying to roll up the wire, I wanted to pull the wire back to this portion, and this is the gap that you should have been able to see. So that's all I did. I wound it back up so that the wire was in this black tube. Okay, jumping ahead now. One of the things that I had to do was remove this and replace it after I put the new stinger apparatus in place. I was having troubles getting everything to lay down correctly and go inside. I did get that all handled. It is all inside. What I did when I got it inside is I marked the blue, which is like an old throttle cable that is vinyl covered, you know, so it can bend. I marked it, and when I had it off a second time, I clipped it with dikes. You know, you gotta have some pretty good dikes to cut this stuff. It's hard. Spring wire. Okay, now I have also, let's see, can you see my hand up here? No, you cannot. Okay, I'm going to try and bring this thing down where we can see some more. Let's try that. Let's try to get that out of there. Okay. Okay, in the cowboy cover is the two wires for the switch, the poly tube, I put all the poly tube and all of the contact wires back in place, and I have zip tied them in 3 places. Okay, I'm going to shut off now for a little while because I really basically have to put the cover back on. And before I do that, I'm going to string out the electrical cord and make sure the welding wire will feed all the way out. Will feed. Make sure that the electrical wire will feed all the way out, all the way through the tip. Alright? Okay. Back again. 10-foot cable installed. Line is bled. Wire is fed. Tank on. And we're just going to strike an arc to make sure everything works. Right there it is. Put my hat on and my helmet. And I'll pop just a little bit more arc. Works great. Thanks for watching. Another Poor Boys and project that makes this thing even better than it was. Better than it was.